Hello and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. I'm truly excited to share today's video, because sometimes the stories that unfold quietly, far away from headlines and tabloid noise, are the ones that linger in our minds the longest. Today we're focusing on two of the most beloved figures in Turkish entertainment, Elçin Sengu and Barış Arduç. Their names have become permanently linked in the hearts of fans around the world, not just because of what they created on screen, but because of something deeper, something that still feels present, years later. They first appeared together in the iconic TV series Karalık Aşk. The show itself was a hit, but it was their chemistry, their ability to make fiction feel like reality, that elevated it to something greater. It wasn't just acting. There was emotional texture, natural rhythm, and a sense of spontaneity that made every scene feel unrehearsed, lived, not performed. From the very beginning, viewers sensed it. Barış brought his signature calm intensity to the role. He didn't oversell anything. His emotions simmered beneath the surface, often visible only in his eyes, and that was enough. Elçin, on the other hand, was all spark and fire, expressive, vibrant, impossible to ignore. Together, they became more than characters. They became a feeling. That kind of on-screen connection doesn't happen often. And when it does, fans don't forget. After the show ended, the longing didn't. Fans wrote letters, created tribute videos, begged for a reunion. And eventually, the pair gave them one, through a film that once again placed them opposite each other, this time in a slightly more grounded, emotionally complex setting. And yet, something was different. The romance in the movie felt more grown up. Their silences had weight. Their laughter carried history. The audience wasn't just watching two characters fall in love, they were watching two actors share something that felt deeply real. And though no one ever confirmed it, the undercurrent was hard to ignore. But let's fast forward to now. Years have passed. Lives have changed. Barış is now married and a father. Elçin has taken on a variety of challenging roles, expanding her range, defying the rom-com actress label. They've each continued to shine, separately. And yet, their names still appear together in comments, in hashtags, in headlines. The public hasn't let go. Not because they're stuck in the past, but because something about the past still feels unfinished. So when Elçin recently posted about her upcoming concert, her first live musical performance in years, people noticed. But what made them talk wasn't the event itself. It was Barış's reaction. According to ticketing data that quickly went viral, Barış was among the very first to reserve VIP seats. He didn't promote it publicly. He didn't post anything about it. He just showed up, quietly, intentionally. And that act, subtle as it was, sent waves across social media. Because it wasn't just about attending a concert. It was about showing up. About honoring history. About being present for someone who once helped define a major part of your life, professionally, emotionally, maybe even personally. His wife is reportedly attending with him. Some fans took that as a sign that the gesture was strictly friendly. Others weren't so sure. In a world where appearances are curated and public support is often performative, this felt different. And Elçin? She said nothing. She didn't repost the rumors. She didn't drop hints. But those who watched her closely noticed something. In a behind-the-scenes video from the concert rehearsals, as she talked about performing again, she paused, just for a moment, and smiled in that familiar way. That very specific way. And in that smile, fans saw a flood of memory. You see, for those who followed them from the beginning, it's not about whether they're together now. It never was. It's about the emotional legacy they built, something rare, something that doesn't vanish just because time passes. What they shared, on-screen and maybe off-screen, resonated because it felt honest. And maybe that's what this moment is about, not rekindling anything, not reigniting old rumors, but acknowledging something real. The kind of connection that doesn't need headlines to exist. Barış has been known for his discretion. He doesn't give interviews often. He avoids gossip. But his silence has always spoken volumes. And this time, that silence came with a seat reservation. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe it means everything. But in a time when so many relationships in the public eye feel staged, transactional, or manufactured for attention, the quiet presence of one friend at another's important moment says more than a press release ever could. It says, "I see you. I remember. I support you." And isn't that what we all want? It's important to note that both Elson and Baris have evolved as artists. Their careers have matured, their choices have deepened. They're no longer the wide-eyed actors at the start of a romantic series. They're seasoned, refined, respected. But despite that evolution, or perhaps because of it, their story continues to hold meaning. Not because of drama, but because of dignity. Because some relationships don't need labels. They just are. So as Elson prepares to take the stage, and as Baris quietly takes his seat in the audience, a kind of full-circle moment is forming. A moment that doesn't scream, but whispers. A moment that reminds us all that not everything has to be new to be beautiful. Sometimes, the most powerful moments come from the people who still show up, years later. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If this story made you pause, reflect, or even just feel something, I invite you to subscribe and stay with us here at Turkish Spotlight Secrets. We share more than gossip. We share the stories that stick. Until next time, remember, some connections never need to be explained, because they were always understood. Take care, and see you in the next one.